If you like pina colada.
It's
Samuel L. Jackson, by the way.
Samuel L.
Samuel L. Jackson, yeah.
Yes.
He's driving, and Spike Lee's in the back seat, and then...
Well, in this commercial, he's right. But the one where he's trying to put the coins in and he keeps blowing it, Charles Barkley is doing the driving. But the name of the song is Escape.
Escape, yes.
Yeah. By...
parentheses, the pina colada song.
Yeah. By Rupert Holmes.
Thank you.
I thought I'd throw that in there today because there's a lot of it. Hey, a few other... Claudia Tenney, Assemblywoman, is coming in studio in a few minutes. We're going to have her in studio. She's, of course, running for Congress. Not sure if she's going to be running for the Assembly. A lot will be determined at the primary, which, by the way, the congressional primary is coming up in June. Very confusing this year. There is the April 19th primary for President of the United States, which is going to be a hootenanny. There's going to be a lot of action there, both on the Democrat and Republican side. Everything is in play, which I think is a big surprise for Hillary Clinton right now. Then in June, of course, will be the congressional, and that's June 30th, I believe. Is that the date? End of June.
I was going to say it's the 28th.
And then,
I think it's the 28th.
And then in September will be the state primary, which will include any primaries for any of the state races, including the Assembly. So in all likelihood, Ms. Tenney could lose. That's the 28th. She could lose on the 28th of June. Not saying that she plans to do that, and I'm assuming she plans to win.
Yeah.
But she could lose on the 28th and still run for her assembly seat if she so chooses. However, even if she were to lose the Republican primary, if she goes forward on the conservative line, she could still run for Congress on the conservative line. So there's a lot in play here, and we'll talk to her coming up. Now, a few stories that I find to be a little bit interesting. Did you see this story about the president of Kazakhstan? And this, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but he was in a restaurant in New York City just recently in Soho. His name is Nursultan Nazarbayev. I'm not sure that I have that properly pronounced, but that's how it looks to me anyway. Was so worried about his safety during his visit to the hangout. Now, this is it's called M-A-M-O, Mamo, I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's a very posh restaurant in New York City where you have a lot of celebrities showing up. And here he is with his entourage, and he came in. He had 8 people as security from the Secret Service inside the restaurant and a host of about 15 to 20 of his own security detail there outside the restaurant. Then he came in and demanded that all of the food be taste tested by one of his people. And they came in and used little vials, and they had like a doctor or almost a scientist go in, and he tested all the food and then radioed out onto the floor of the restaurant to say, the food's good, there's no poison here. Now, I don't know if all this is because there's some threat or the guy's paranoid. Here's one more. There are 2 more I have. Every plate had to be sterilized in vodka. Not sure why. Never heard about that before, but hey.
Well, the alcohol kills it, probably.
I myself feel pretty sterilized right now. But the alcohol in
How do you keep getting sick?
It's incredible. I don't even know it. I don't know. The alcohol, of course, in the vodka must kill whatever is on the plate, but every plate had to be washed down with vodka. And furthermore, all of the wait staff was removed. He brought his own wait staff in. Only his own wait staff could wait on him. The president of Kazakhstan.
Different world.
You think? Maybe there was a threat. I don't know. Maybe there was some sort of a threat, and they were worried. But listen, if there's a threat like that, I'd be eating at home.
I would be ramen. Bring ramen. It goes with you everywhere, right?
Wow. And here's another good story. This one is unbelievable, and it really does make you wonder. I said we had a couple of parenting stories. Here's one that makes you wonder. The father of this father is apparently a white supremacist Hitler lover.
I remember this original story.
And he named his kid Hitler. It's a real story.
Yeah.
He is, and now you do have to wonder, his kids have been taken away. I mean, is it illegal for someone to be a white supremacist and to name their kids? By the way, the son's name is Adolf Hitler. His daughter's name is, the daughter's name is something too really good. I can't find it. Heinrich Hans. I swear to God, it's unbelievable, the names. Now, he said that the social services came in and took his kids away. They're saying that there was violence going on in the house.
I think,
but it does beg the question: is it against the law to be a white supremacist and to have those beliefs? I don't know that it is. Now, if you have those beliefs, I mean, look in the South. Every KKK family, they push their beliefs on their children. That's how they teach their kids to grow up. Are we going to go down the road where we take beliefs? And I mean, you got to wonder. The guy actually, as horrible as it seems he is, might have a point here.
I think his daughter's name was Ava, by the way. Ava Braun.
Ava, you think that's it? Yeah. Okay.
Even the church there, the Westboro, right?
Yeah.
That's just a family.
They bring up their kids to hate gays.
And they were just brought up that way.
Well, and they're taught that way. That's what God believes. So it's not just grandpa. And then the other story that the OD had yesterday, pretty interesting, and this came out of Albany. And it's the top court in New York State ruled on Tuesday that it is legal for parents to eavesdrop on their kids. And this was a pretty close decision at the appellate court. 4-3 ruling involved a cell phone recording of a man threatening to beat the 5-year-old son of his live-in girlfriend. So there's a broken family going on. The father finds out that the boyfriend of his ex is abusive. So he tapes the phone conversation. And here is the guy saying that he's going to beat his kid. And the father who did the recording was sued because you in New York State, we're a one-party state. So someone on that phone line has to know that call is being recorded. But here, that would technically break the rules. So is it lawful for an adult, a parent, to tape their child and eavesdrop on their child? Is that legal?
In my home?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is too. Mine.
But this story you're talking about, somebody was sued over this?
Correct, because he broke the law. Technically, he breaks the law. And because you can't record especially over a telephone, you can't record a conversation of other people. You could record your conversation. If you're talking to someone, you can record it, and you don't have to inform the other person. But you cannot be the third party like the FBI would come in and record a phone conversation. Or you can't set up something in the basement and record the conversation of your wife having a conversation with someone. That becomes against the law. So the court ruled it is legal for a parent to eavesdrop on the child. This guy got off. So, and I think that's probably a good thing. He, by the way, discovered that his kid was being abused by the boyfriend of his ex's. Of his ex. So pretty bad story, and it turns out pretty good. And this also goes down the road. They have these apps where you can place them on your kid's cell phone, and you can know exactly what they're typing, exactly what they're doing. That also then kind of it's a gray area, becomes illegal in New York State. And they say a lot of it depends on the age of the child. So it's still a bit gray, but the ruling came from the appellate court 4-3 ruling that came on Tuesday. Claudia Tenney, Assemblywoman, coming up next on WIBX.